Wes, how much of a statement was this victory for Manchester United, especially after the weekend's results?
It was a win. Yeah, it was a win we needed. We can sort of forget about that now a little bit. I mean, yes, we got beat by a big score, but it was in the league. It was 3 points lost, and we're still in the two other cup competitions and doing okay in the league. So all needed, because I thought there'd be changes today, but obviously the manager stuck with his guns and sent the same players out that lost on the Liverpool game, and they've reacted right. And I think it's positive going forward. And we can look forward to the Southampton game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right then, well, plenty more to come from the guys in the studio, but let's hear from our match commentators, Ben and Stuart. This is what they thought of the game.
Well, it's probably fair to say Manchester United have 1 foot in the quarter-finals of the Europa League. They're going to take a 3-goal lead to Seville in a week's time after a 4-1 victory built on an outstanding second-half display, because there was nothing in the game at half-time. Rashford giving United the lead with a fabulous blast into the roof of the net. Ayoze Perez equalising and also hitting the post when he might have done better, and United perhaps could have been behind at half-time. The second half, they dominated. Antony with a trademark goal from the right edge of the area, bent into the far corner. Bruno Fernandes with a header from a corner. And then Wout Weghorst brought the house down, scoring after wonderful work by subs Pellistri and McTominay. 4-1. Betis collapsed in the second half, and United were ruthless.
I don't know what happened to Betis at all, because they must have taken great heart from not only getting themselves back in the game, but perhaps dominating and being unlucky not to be 2-1 in front when the whistle went at half-time. But the second half belonged to Manchester United. A wonderful goal from Antony that we've seen him do many times. Then, without them having a chance to recover, Bruno Fernandes, I thought the goalkeeper should have done better, but you know what my thoughts are on goalkeepers. And then Wout Weghorst, absolutely brilliant from a wonderful piece of wing play with his first touch from Facundo Pellistri, who looks extremely lively. This is the perfect response to what Erik Ten Hag would have wanted, and I can't see any way back for Betis. I know they'll have home advantage, but I think United will go there, and not only will they score, they probably might even go and win over there as well. But 3 goals is just too much for Betis to make up.
What a position United are in. United 4, Betis 1.
Yeah, definitely a very good position for Manchester United to be in. I think that's probably one of the biggest things, isn't it, going into the second leg? The fact that they've got such a big sort of victory going over to Spain. How much confidence would that give them?
Yeah, I think the scoreline is huge, but I just feel that United will now know how to beat this Betis side, regardless if they're here at OT or away. They'll know where the weaknesses are. They'll know who loses concentration at the back and where to go. And I think they've got Betis number, to be fair. So 4-1's great. They ain't going to lose this lead, but they know how they play and they know how to beat them.
Do you think, Wes, as well, it is a bit of a sigh of relief, not just for the players, but for everyone at the club, for all the fans as well, that have been able to see this reaction from Manchester United? Because there was a little bit of a worry that if it does go to a defeat, it sort of stops momentum, doesn't it? But they were able to respond really quickly.
Yeah, they did it completely right. A little bit of a tricky first half, starting well, then they get back into the game. But I think, at the second half, the lads proved that, yeah, okay, we're still here, we're still a good team, and responded in the correct way, and that was by scoring goals. Maybe could have had more as well. Very comfortable in the second half, and it makes it very difficult now for Real Betis, and the manager be happy with that performance leading into the next game.
Could have had more, definitely. When you saw the stats come up on Stuart and Ben's report there, 25 shots. It's an impressive number. Let's have a look at all the results in the Europa League this evening then. Remember the 2 rounds of games. These are the early kickoffs. Arsenal came from 2-1 down to get a draw at Sporting, so they'll be confident of getting through second leg at home. The surprise package in Germany, Union Berlin, fought out a brilliant 3-3 draw with the Belgians from Union St. Gilloise. Bayer Leverkusen beat Ferencváros 2-0, and Roma, of course managed by Jose Mourinho, beat Real Sociedad, who topped our group. So a great result for the Romans. And the matches which kicked off at the same time as ours, a draw in the Shakhtar Donetsk final game. Juve beat Freiburg by 1-0, and Sevilla, perennial Europa League specialists, they've beaten Fenerbahce. So, Dion, most of the results go in the way you'd expect.
Yeah, and a lot of the time that happens, Sully, to be fair. A lot of the bigger clubs with the bigger squads tend to find a way to get to the latter stages of the competitions. The big competitions, nothing's changed with this one either. So the quality will always find its way. You'll always get one or two that maybe get lucky and get to the latter stages. But yeah, I'm not surprised with any of those, to be fair.
Probably Arsenal the best team left in it other than ourselves, Wes. I mean, we're not through yet. Let's be cautious of that. We've still got the job to do in the second half. Strong position, of course, but of all those teams left, it's probably Arsenal who are the biggest threat.
Yeah, well, I think if you're looking at the season in the leagues, you know, you have to say Arsenal have dominated at the moment, so they will be by far probably the favourites at the moment. But there's still some tricky teams in there that know this competition very well. And all we can do is really look at the next game. Let's get the job done there first,
yeah.
and then see what the draw brings us. But we could get a nice draw. We might get a tricky draw. But regardless, there's still you can't say you're going to just turn up and beat everyone. You still got to perform. Put in a second half performance like this to get results. But yeah, there's Arsenal. You would probably say is the biggest threat.
Dion, when you look at the second leg coming up, obviously we're going into that one with that 4-1 victory. How important is it, though, to still maintain that top level, even when you know you've got such a big advantage?
Yeah, that is so important. I think the mindset of the players going into the game, I think the physicality and what you do on the pitch is the easy part. The mental side of it is not thinking that you've got the 4-1 lead, because that can, you can get caught out with that one, and you might go in it with a different attitude, whereas not all out because you got the cushion of the goals. But professionalism again is very important. We should be okay. We've got again good players. I'm a massive fan of backing what you have. If it's coached right and it's taken over the white line in the right way and they're told the right things, they should be okay. Be noisy though. They've been noisy here tonight, but
they were really good, weren't they? Do you think, Wes, this is an opportunity then, perhaps for the manager to play some of the players that didn't start today? One in particular, Pelistri, who seemed to come on and really shone through.
He was absolutely excellent. His pace, just the energy that he brought to the game when he came on, setting up the last goal as well. He's definitely a player the manager might look to start in the next game. But I just like the response from the team, to be fair. Listen, the manager, we've got beat, the manager's threw more back in the deep end and they've come out succeeding, come out swimming. So you've got to put your hands together and say well done to that. But the subs who come on, especially Pelistri, for me, he looked electric, he looked ready to go.
Absolutely. Wes, Dion, thanks for now. The lads will stay with us after the break in match day review. We will bring you some reaction from the dressing room.